Welcome to week 2 of the Big Rock Organic CSA box, and we have some new things for you. So let's go ahead and take a tour. You're going to find some familiar things and you're going to find some new things. So of course we have lots and lots of greens. Spinach, we're going to be probably seeing spinach on its way out in the next week or so. This hot weather has not been kind to the greens, but we do have some beautiful spinach. This is from our second crop, and I hope that you've been enjoying it, sauteing it, eating it fresh. So many delicious things you can do. And just remember, if you have some greens that are a little damp, put a paper towel inside of the bag, and that's going to help keep it a lot fresher, a lot longer. So that is our spinach. This week for other greens, we've got our arugula, and unfortunately it's not so baby anymore, but it's just as delicious. The window on picking arugula is very short, and so this is going to be the last of this crop of arugula, and we'll probably see arugula back a little bit later in summer as I've got to make another planting. We've also got a purple kale here, and I love the fact that this is a reversible kale, one color on one side, one color on the other side. And if you find that your greens are a little sad, a little wilty, sometimes the heat does that, wash them. And I love a salad spinner for this. Wash your greens, cold water, let them soak, maybe a half an hour or so, and that will help revive them. Spin them out and then let them dry a little bit. I usually just keep them in my salad spinner for a little longer, and then you can put them in a bag with a paper towel or two. You can use bags, you can use a glass container or whatnot in the fridge, but I have been making salads out of all my greens and prepping them for the week, and that way they're ready to go and I can pull them, and it's just such a convenient way to get a lot of greens in. And all of these have a little different flavor. The kale does make fun kale chips, which are olive oil, kale, and then you just spread it out on a pan and you're going to bake it until they get kind of crispy. It only takes a few minutes, very high temperature, and then you can put your seasoning on, and they're best devoured just right there from the oven. Arugula, I had somebody at the market tell me about a watermelon, feta, arugula salad with pistachios. It sounded so good, so might have to try that, especially with all of our hot weather here this week. Some cool salads are in order. We've got a new radish this week. These are the French breakfast radishes, and I do think they're just so cute. Now, I will say radishes in this heat have been really challenging. They're growing super quick, and so these do have a little bit more heat. Normally, the warmer the temperature, the spicier the radish, and so a great suggestion is to pair this with the cilantro and make a radish cilantro fresh salad. You actually chop it like a salsa and put some cucumber in there and a little jalapeno or just any normal pepper if you'd like, and it makes like a very crunchy pico de gallo. It's delicious, and it's a nice way to enjoy those radishes. You can also roast the radishes, and roasting radishes, I say, brings out the magic, but it does. It is going to mellow out your radishes, and so that's a really nice way to enjoy radishes that might be just a little bit on the spicier side. We are going to be doing a summer crop of radishes that is a different kind of radish, more of an Asian daikon radish, and those are a little more tolerant of the heat, but radishes do not like the heat, and so they tend to grow very quickly and get a little bit spicier. The greens are also edible on these, and they are beautiful little greens, so you can saute those up and use them on anything you would a sauteed green. We've got another fresh herb this week. We've got oregano, and you could do a chimichurri with the oregano, and the cilantro would be delicious. You can take and dry this. You can actually hang your whole bundle just upside down and hang that and let it dry and use the herbs as you need it. You can also take and freeze herbs, just throw them in a bag in the freezer and use them from there. But a nice salad vinaigrette would be delicious with the oregano. There's also so many good marinades that you can make, especially if you're doing anything on the grill lately. All right, precious peas. I love these guys. So we have not only the green snap peas, but also the purple snap peas, which are just so pretty and fun. And these are great just raw. They're sweet. You eat the entire thing. Now sometimes you do get a little string that you might just have to peel off before you eat them. But I like to eat them just as a snack, maybe with a little bit of hummus or dip or ranch, and they are just a perfect little snack when you're looking for something fun to munch on. Rhubarb, it's going to be the last week for rhubarb. Rhubarb's getting a little warm, but if you haven't already made a nice sweet rhubarb dish, whether it be a pie or a cake or muffin, go for it. Make one this week. You won't regret it. I love pairing rhubarb with any sort of fruit, and you can even do grilled rhubarb, grilled peaches, make like a compote for ice cream. That would be a really fun way to stay cool. So love rhubarb, but unfortunately it's a very early spring thing, and it's going to probably be our last week for rhubarb. Okay, what do we have over here? A couple new things. We've got this adorable baby Bok Choi. I mean, how cute is that? It's just your handheld version. It's so beautiful and lush. Just lose yourself in that beautiful patterning. And this is so wonderful in a saute. You can cut these in half and grill them, saute them, add them to a stir fry. And you know, stir fries are one of my favorite ways to clean up my fridge when I've got another CSA box coming, and use it. You can also just chop it into a salad. You get some of that crunchy stuff from the stems and some of the leafy from the greens. And as always, treat this as a leafy green, so you'll want to make sure that you definitely refrigerate this, you know, put it in a bag and everything like that. We'll have full-size Bok Choi coming next week, but the baby Bok Choi is just so cute and so adorable. And just a fun fact, the baby Bok Choi is built to be small, so it still has the same shape from a very, very young age. But just a fun little fact there for you. Okay, we have kohlrabi, another interesting different thing you might not have had before. Kohlrabi, this is a root that, or not really a root, it's in the broccoli family. It grows above ground, so this is actually where we cut the root out. So when you get ready to prepare this, you'll want to take and cut probably about an inch up or so, half inch up from the bottom. This bottom part tends to be a little more woody. And then trim off your leaves. Now these leaves, what would we do with them? Well, we saute them, of course. Like all of our greens and stuff, you can saute all of the greens. And then you're gonna take and peel. I usually use a knife and just peel the skin off. And it's just white and crisp in the inside. It's sweet. So they're very similar to the hackberry turnips, but even a little less like radishy broccoli, a little sweeter. They're crunchy. They're great to make julienne strips and do pickles. You can also, I just love whatever pickle juice I happen to have in the fridge. I cut up these into little strips, and then I put them into my pickle juice jar, and they just take on the flavor. So like dill is really wonderful. You get these crispy, crunchy, dill flavored kohlrabi pickles that are so easy. But you can saute it, you can steam it. It's really great with like a brown butter cheese sauce on top of it if you're cooking it. Raw is great. You can shred it. It's very versatile. I think there's even recipes out there where you can use it as a sweet vegetable and put it into like pies and, or not pies, like muffins and quick breads and things like that as a shredded addition. So it is very versatile. And you might have received the green variety, which is your common variety, or you could have also gotten the purple, the white, some of the different colors. So greens are edible, but the root, or not the root, the bottom is really what we're going for. And these are one of my favorites. We have different varieties that will be coming in throughout the season, but I love these. They're so delicious, so fun. All right, we've got our scallions, new crop of scallions coming in. And of course, great onions for everything. My husband cut one in half and grilled it and then put it on his burger, and that was delicious. And we are taking a pause on our loose leaf lettuce while we're waiting for a new crop to catch up. So we've got a head lettuce this week, and this you can actually cut and form it into loose leaf, or you can, well, yeah, you'll cut it into, from the back, just cut the stem where they all come together, and then it'll break apart into lots of little leaves, and you'll have your loose leaf lettuce. This is a variety that we get from Johnny's, and there's different colors, but they're actually designed to come apart very easily by just cutting the back core, and then they'll just turn into this wonderful pile of leaves of lettuce. So that is our box. It is a lot of green, but we've also got a little purple this week. That's one of my favorite things, is kind of seeing the colors change over the weeks. We are looking at broccoli coming up, beets coming up, so many great flavors. So thank you for joining me. Happy cooking. Be sure to check out the description for lots of recipes and inspiration. Happy cooking, and we'll see you next week. Bye.